Hi, it's math time with Mrs. Depperschmidt. We're going to be talking about fractions now for a while as we leave multiplication and division behind. And I'm pretty certain that you've already had some experience with fractions. It's just simple if you remember that fractions are equal parts, just like we've been talking about with division, of some kind of a whole object or set of objects. And here I've divided a whole bar into 3 equal parts. This is the fraction written over here with the numerator on the top and the denominator down below on the bottom. The denominator tells how many equal parts the whole is cut into. The numerator specifies how many of those parts we're going to talk about. So 2/3 of this whole bar would look like the colored parts right here by my finger. That's what 2/3 looks like. There's another term you'll need to understand with fractions, and that is the word equivalent. Equivalent means the same as. It looks a lot like the word equal. In fact, it comes from the word equal, and it has the same meaning. Equivalent fractions are the same. They mean the same thing. These two fractions are equivalent because 2/3, as you can see here, our whole object is cut into 3 pieces as described by the denominator. 2 of those thirds would be colored just like before. Here are 2/3 colored from the first fraction. The second fraction says 4/6. Well, if we color 4/6 of the bar, that's drawn exactly to scale with the bar above it, only not cut into thirds, but cut into 6 parts. And it's easy to see when I show with the dark line that the thirds are there as well, but we've cut again inside each piece to make these be 6. And if we color 4 of the 6ths, we're talking about exactly the same amount as we were when we said 2/3. So we can say that 2/3 and 4/6 are equivalent fractions. There are an infinite number of equivalent fractions for any fraction you'd like to talk about. It just depends on how much fun you'd like to have expanding your thinking to higher and higher numbers. I've drawn some equivalent fractions here, written them out for you to look at and think about. You might want to add to this list of equivalent fractions. First of all, here are some equivalent fractions for 1/2. 1/2 is equivalent to 5/10. If the whole thing is cut into 10 parts and somebody is going to let you have 5 of them, that's exactly the same as you having 1/2. 1/2 and 5/10 are also equivalent to 100 200ths. If something is cut into 200 pieces, 100 of those is exactly the same as having 1/2. That's what equivalent fractions are. Here's another group. These are a little more complicated, but I think you'll have fun if you want to work with these and add to the list. 3/4 are equivalent to 9/12 and are also equivalent to 75 pieces out of 100. If the whole thing is cut into 100 pieces and you have 75 of them, it's exactly the same as if you had 3 pieces of something that's cut into 4 equal parts. Here's the last one. I'm hoping you're going to write these down and work with these a little bit more. 2/5 is equivalent to 10/25, which is also equivalent to 18/45, and so on. You can work with fractions up into all kinds of numbers if you're ready to explore for a while. I hope you're excited about this. Fractions are lots of fun. Once you understand a few simple terms and the way fractions work and the way we talk about fractions. And we'll get plenty of practice at school, but if you'd like to have a head start, I would certainly encourage that. I also thought you might like a joke tonight. I'll ask you this question, which came from a student in our class. What is Anakin's code? The answer to that is Anakin's code is R2D2. For you Star Wars fans, I hope you've enjoyed that. Have a great day. I'll see you at school. Don't forget to practice your fractions, and remember to be kind.